taking a quick break to fix up my capture card's memory thingies and getting some water so I don't scream. How are you all doing today? Are you having a nice day? Did you do something different to your hair? Do you have hair? Are you bald? In which case, bald, 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 my eyes! If I ever do go bald, I really want somebody to do that for me. Like, I saw a funny video where um, this group of friends, they were like surrounding a guy who took a bag off his head to show he was bald, and everybody was screaming and pointing, bald, 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 my eyes! I wonder what I would look like bald. I'd probably pull it off. Anyway, let's move onwards. Let's move onwards and try to think of a positive thing to think about with this horrible, horrible game. I mean, this brilliant game that has amazing game design. I love it, the fact that this game makes it so that enemies can eat your Pikmin through a wall. That is brilliant game design. It's revolutionary. It is the next step of our evolution. So let's go over this way. I want to be super duper careful because there's some poison, and there's some electrical thingies, and all that fun stuff. Fleeting art form. Alright, we got. Get back over here. Alright, where are we? Do I need to get rid of that electrical thing? Yeah, might as well. That one was on me. That one was on me. I pressed the button too soon. I pressed the button too soon. Okay. It is fine. It is fine. Everything is fine. That should just be the title of the video at this point. Okay, yeah, we are gonna take care of this one. Yeah, going back to what I was talking about a couple dungeons or floors ago, I really want to see what it'd be like if they gave you the option to have Pikmin armor. So, I'll be a bit more specific about that. So imagine if you could, like, if you gathered materials, like you were getting the potions and things like that, and that's what you used to craft armor for your Pikmin. So you got this treasure pile, and after you're clearing that up and things like that, you get this much material to make like rubber armor for your Pikmin, to make your non-yellows electric proof. You got this armor that would be like a floaty so that your Pikmin can swim on water and things like that. And it definitely would be like a finite material, so you'd have to be careful with it and things like that. And if that Pikmin gets eaten, then it sucks for you. You lose a little armor in the Pikmin and things like that, so it'd give you more incentive to be more careful with your Pikmin. It'd be a really fun idea. I'd love for them to do something like that. Alright, you're carrying the thingy across. You can do it, Pikmin. You can do it. We believe in you. You're going so slow. Move it. It's a wing. Green gemstar. I don't like wearing rings. I don't like having that tight feeling on my finger and things like that. So if I ever do get married and things like that, I want to know, is there an alternative to wearing a wedding ring? So I remember talking about that with a significant other a couple years back, like before we broke up. We were talking about future and things like that, and I brought up the fact that I don't like wearing rings, and she was all like, well, you're just gonna have to deal with it if you marry me someday. And I was thinking at that point, I was like, great, cool. I don't like wearing rings. Nah, that was not a fun time. if there's like a wedding necklace or something like that, I think I'd be willing to wear that. But I don't know if I'd ever want to be able to. I don't know if I'd be comfortable ever wearing a ring. But anyway, now we can go over here. Okay, you need to go away. We're gonna take our Bulbmin. I know I talked about this before, but one thing I'm not too fond of with this version, I'm not too fond of the fact that the motion controls only activate when you're actively throwing something. I just wish the cursor would stay on screen. Like, I'd gladly take, like, clicking the right thumbstick to recenter your cursor like you do in Captain Treasure Tracker. I'd gladly take that over it only activating when you're doing something with it, because, like, I want to be able to use my motion controls to, like, subtly move my thing so I can... Ah, it's carrying the Bulbmin. I didn't see that before. When you're in a grip like that, or when you're in a grip like that over there, it's so much easier to just use the motion controls to just gently aim off to the side a little bit, so that you can get your Pikmin and things like that. But in this one, you have to like move your thumbstick, and that can be a little obnoxious. Marble! I like marbles! Omniscient sphere. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Ah! Over dramatic? What are you talking about? I am perfectly dramatic. Get away from me! Okie dokie, let's go over here. So, something I'm thinking about as I'm still using the Pro Controller that we started using a couple videos ago. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep using it for future videos, because I feel like the thumbsticks are a bit louder than... I feel like they're a bit louder than the other Joy-Cons and things like that. So, like, obviously I haven't edited these videos, so I don't know if I can tell in the video itself or anything like that, but it's still something that I'm noticing as I'm playing the game, that thumbsticks just sound a little louder, which isn't the most ideal thing in the world when your controller is next to a microphone. That was a disgusting noise, and I am not sorry. So many electrical hazards in this place. I'm wondering if I sort of got more yellows more than anything else, because I knew there was going to be like one of each main hazard in this dungeon. So I got 20 of each, so we can all be balanced out and things like that. I'm wondering if it would have been a smarter idea to just get like a bunch of yellows instead of other Pikmin types and things like that. Would probably be fine. If I remember correctly, I think electrical hazards are only like a major factor in the first couple floors. That might not be the case, I might be wrong about that. But we'll continue onwards and everything will be peachy. Or Daisy, depending on who your favorite Mario character is. We lost a purple! We lost a purple! You aren't supposed to be all shocky yet. Okay, it is fine. We still have 95 Pikmin, and that's a fun number because that's the year the first Toy Story came out. And they're making a Toy Story 5. Yay! That's kind of exciting. I don't know how I feel about it, because like Toy Story is my favorite movie of all time. I didn't really like Toy Story 4 that much. It was a fine movie and had some funny moments, but I feel like it would have worked a lot better if it was like a TV special instead of like a full-length movie, because I feel like it kind of dragged on for a while. I also wasn't too fond of the ending of that movie. I won't spoil it, but I wasn't too fond of the ending. And from the concept art we've seen of Toy Story 5, it kind of seems like they're like retconning it. So you already kind of retconned Toy Story 3's ending, and now you're retconning Toy Story 5's ending? So, I don't know. So, what I would do if I was in charge of the story for the movie... Alright, can you come down? Can you come down? Come down. Come down here. Come down here. Come down. There we go. So, if I was in charge of the movie for Toy Story 5, what I would do is make it so that it takes place, like, several years into the future after Toy Story 4 and things like that. And I'd make it so that it leads up towards them finding Andy as an adult, and they end up with Andy's kids and things like that to kind of like bring it all back to Andy. So it sounds like Toy Story 5, the story is going to revolve around the toys kind of living in a world where kids are more into like smartphones and tablets and things like that. And I'm not sure how I feel about that story. So, like, I'm not a parent or anything like that. So I can't really judge people's parenting styles and things like that. But I feel like Bonnie's supposed to be like 5 or something like that in Toy Story 4. I feel like that's a bit too young to be playing with a tablet or something like that. So, because the big difference between that and playing with like a Game Boy or a DS or something like that is that the tablet has a lot more accessibility to the internet. And kids are smart. They'll figure out ways to get around parental controls. So, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like that's a bit too young to be playing with the tablet. I don't know. It is always fun though, because lately, this has been happening a lot lately. Because like, whenever somebody's at the Disney parks and things like that, whenever I'm working, whenever I see a kid, like their parents put on a TV show for them on their tablet while they're waiting in line for something like that, 9 times out of 10, it's always Bluey. And it's like one of the funniest things ever, because I love Bluey. Alright, Bulbman, it's been nice knowing you, but I need purples. It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple Pikmin eater, sir. Looks strange to me. Now, the enemies that are on this floor, I don't recommend you go after them quite yet. So, okay, there's the white candy pot bud over there. I don't recommend you go for that, because I recommend you go for the blue instead, because if I remember correctly, there's going to be a lot of blue hazards coming up on the next couple floors, so I think that's going to be a bit more useful for us in the near future. But the thing is, I don't recommend you go after these enemies until you take care of these candy pot buds. And the reason for that is because these are Mamutas. Mamutas are an interesting enemy. I don't believe they'll ever actually outright destroy your Pikmin or anything like that. They're actually a bit more of a benefit than anything. So, if they crush your Pikmin, they'll replant them. And this can be annoying sometimes because it'll make their flower grow away and things like that. But I believe it also instantly grows them back into flowers when they get planted into the ground. It's a very useful enemy. And no, I am not renaming those Pikmin. We are plucking them, but we are not renaming them. I am not that crazy. If I were to do that, I would have had to have gone back and renamed the Pikmin that were caught by snitch bugs and things like that, and I am not doing that. Whatever names those Pikmin had before, they're staying with us for life. I guess with that same mindset, we probably should also not name the Candy Pop Bud Pikmin, but I don't care. These are my rules, and these are the ones I'm living with. Would you get back over here? Get back over here. Get back over here! Okay, we got you. And I'm so glad that we came here after we got the Pluckaphone, because then we would have had problems. I mean, we're having problems right now, but it's not too bad. Things are not going smoothly at all, actually. This might take me a while.
Yeah, if we didn't have the Pluckaphone, this would have been a massive headache to like have to repluck these Pikmin over and over again. If you don't have the Pluckaphone yet, I recommend you go for these one at a time. I don't particularly care that much because we do have the Pluckaphone, so we don't have to worry too much, but yeah, if you don't have the Pluckaphone, I recommend you go for these guys one at a time. Or if you have that punching treasure thing, you can also punch these guys to death too. You don't even really have to fight them right like that. I don't think any of them have a treasure. Maybe this guy does. Oh, he does have a treasure.
Ooh, this thing!
Processing. How strange. This atypical metal object came from inside that bizarre being. It appears to be a giant metal hand. Perhaps it is an ancient work of art.
Seeing this arm thing is making me think of the Switch game Arms. Why do we never get a sequel to that game? I loved that game. Okay, loved is a strong word. I liked the game. I liked it fine enough. I would have loved it if it had better single-player content. So that was my big issue with that game. They didn't really feel like it had enough worthwhile single-player stuff, and that's kind of the reason why I didn't play it for very long. The online was fun, but yeah, there's only so many times you can go through the Grand Prix over and over again.
This object seems to replicate a humanoid fist, a glove much like it once lay in my junk hold. And here is that very glove. I have just found the missing rocket fist in my junk hold. Tap A 3 times to launch it. 1, 2, punch!
Hey, Mr. President. Hey, Mr. President. There's something on... Hey, let's face you properly. There's something on your face. It was pain! And with that taken care of, so, I think, keyword, think, don't know, think, this might be one of the best places to grind up on purple Pikmin flowers. You might think the... whatever the other place was called in the Valley of Repose, but no. There are certain candy pot buds that will not grow at all if you have more than a certain Pikmin number, which is very, very stupid, and we'll be going on a rant about that in due time. But there are certain candy pot buds that don't do that. Hi, Dr. Artist! You're playing Nintendo 64 Online. Oh, this is the floor I was thinking of. Okay, we're gonna need blues this time around. Would you go away? Okay, you guys, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. I only want the blues with me. Alright, sure. What do I want to do? Okay, let's throw you away from the thing, and then we'll destroy you. Let's take out the fire geysers first, actually. Okay. Alright. This might work. This might work in theory. Alright, and we're gonna lure the Bulbmin over here. Take out our purples, and then... oh, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Alrighty then. Now we're gonna do what we wanted to do in the previous floor. We're gonna have the Bulbmin carry back their corpse of their mommy. Because we're monsters. Yeah! I'm a terrible person. But now we have Bulbmin with us, so we're gonna have a little bit more help going forward. Okay. Just be super duper careful with this. Actually, I have a smarter idea. I thought about it all by myself. So, we're not gonna worry about the Pikmin, because we have a punching thing. We're gonna punch these guys to death. So, I believe the rhythm for this is after one volt combo like that, that's when they'll do the jumping attack. So, that should, in theory, work. Back. Okay, there we go. And we can just do that for the rest of these guys. We got 3 cannon beetles over here, and they all suck. So, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to have one of these guys throw the cannon over to your buddy. If it would go up the ledge. Boulder. 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 Can you go up the ledge, please? Ledge, please. Ledge, please. Alright, that took care of you. I wonder if they take more damage if you hit them from the back. Okay, it doesn't seem like those boulders are able to go back on those ledges. Well, we can at least try to destroy this other guy over here. And it blew up. Okay, never mind. That was a pretty sweet combo, actually. Okay, now let's have... Never mind. Never mind. I see how it is, game. I see how it is. I do something epic, and then you're like, haha, no, you can't do anything epic. Your name's not Mickey. There we go. Okay, we did this the smart way. Yay! That was a bit of a roundabout way to do things, but we did it. We did it. Yay. Ah! Remember that time that I said we did something smart? There we go. Okay, so now that we've taken care of that, now we can get these treasures. There are 2 things of chest pieces over here. Chess is a very weird game, so I like to think that I'm at least somewhat of a decent chess player. I'm not nearly good enough to like play against like super epic people or anything like that. I like to think that I at least know what I'm doing. So that's one thing I can brag about when it comes to chess and things like that, that I at least know what I'm doing. The thing is, most people I know don't really know how to play chess. Like, my family can play it and things like that, but my friends, like just the ones that I live nearby, I don't know how many of them actually know how to play chess. So it's one of those things where you have that like itch where you want to play chess so badly, but there's nobody around who can play it with you and things like that. That's super unfortunate. I remember being really fascinated by Wii chess when I was younger. That was the only game in like the Wii series, like Wii Sports or Wii Fit or things like that, that never released outside of never released in North America. And I always found that fascinating because it was like you got all of these games. You got Wii Fit, you got Wii Music, we got Wii Sports, we got all of that. Why was Wii Chess the one that didn't come to North America? And then I looked into it again a few years later, and I was like, oh, that's why this game isn't actually all that great. Worthless statue. And the other one was a priceless statue. And now we can move onwards. This floor wasn't all that bad. It was intimidating to look at first because it started near fire geysers and there's water everywhere. But we made it through okay. Stretch.